Good evening and welcome. Tonight we will be going over the history and geography of București, otherwise known as Bucharest, in Romania. But first, a quick note about my series. If you didn't know, if you've just joined me in this video, I'm going through every region in the world in alphabetical order. Now, if you've been watching, I made my own list of every region of the world in 2020. It took me like 2 months to do it. And I made some weird choices. And Romania is one of those. I don't know what I was thinking. Romania is technically split into like 5 different regions. Bucharest is one of them. But I've slept on it, I thought about it, and I really should be doing Romania by counties. Like even this map is divided by counties, right? I really should be doing Romania by counties. So January is usually when I do like makeup videos for places I forgot. So I think I'll do a bunch of Romania videos. Then by then I owe you like 12 videos in Romania. But I don't know, what do you guys think? Should I do it? It's mainly for the Romanian viewers out there. I should be doing it by county, shouldn't I? Otherwise, if it's like, oh no, like the main regions is fine, let me know. Because it's a lot of videos. I'll definitely be combining some, so I'm not doing 12 videos, but let me know what you think. But anyway, that's a problem for another day for me. Bucharest, which is what we call it in English, Bucharest. Another one of the weird choices that I made is that I wrote this as București instead of Bucharest, after I've made a point on my channel to call everything by its English name to keep it consistent. I didn't in this case. I don't know why I did that. But anyway, it's only out of place by like one video. It should have been yesterday's video if I did it in English, so it's all good. It's whatever. So Bucharest, as I'm going to be calling it, just know that in Romania it is București. Bucharest is the capital of Romania. So since it's just a pretty big, large, major city, there's not much geography to talk about other than its main river flowing through it is the Dâmbovița River. I hope I'm saying that right. But yeah, it's the capital of Romania. So I think we should dive right into history. And a little note about the history is that I'm going to skip a lot of things because there's a lot of history that happened here. It's one of those where it's either a 20-minute video or a 2-hour video, so I opted for the easier choice there. So I am skipping a bit, but if you think I skipped something like egregious, like something that I absolutely have to mention, you can let me know down in the comments and fill us all in on some little history facts about Bucharest that I might have left out or forgot to mention or just didn't see in my research. I'd appreciate that. Bucharest. The first people that lived here, well, there were a couple, but the first like major ones would have been the Dacians, who lived in this corner of Europe here. But the first main permanent settlements would have been the Slavic peoples. And this area was not terribly significant to the history at this period, not until about like the 1400s. In the 1400s, this part of Romania was known as Wallachia, which is how we say it in English. Wallachia. It's definitely not how you say it in Romanian. I think that's Wallachia. I'm not even going to try. Wallachia. And there was one ruler of Wallachia who was the most notorious in history. You have heard of him. He was the first one to mention Bucharest on paper in 1459. And that is, of course, Vlad III, otherwise known as Vlad Dracul, otherwise known as Vlad the Impaler. Yes, he's the person that Dracula was based upon. He built a fortress here, eventually a home, I assume, within that fortress, and pretty soon it became a little prominent place for the royal family of Wallachia to live. Now, he built a fortress here to defend this area from the Ottoman Turks, his biggest enemy. He had a huge grudge against them. However, the Ottomans invaded in the 1540s, and they had full control of Wallachia by 1554. Now, like every era of Bucharest, it gets built up. There are things that build it down, mostly things like natural disasters or invasions. In this case, it would have been the Habsburgs trying to get at the Ottomans. But just know that with every era I mention, Bucharest keeps getting built up and like modernized for that time. So this was getting built up and modernized, and by 1659 it became the capital of Wallachia. In the year 1716, Bucharest came under the rule of the Phanariotes. I hope I'm saying that right. The Phanariotes. The Phanariotes were a Greek family. I believe they were like a banking family, kind of working for the Ottomans, like under their rule. They pretty much became like the kings of Bucharest, and I guess the area, Wallachia, technically. They ruled with an iron fist, from what I can tell in history. Interesting note, during that time, between 1813 and 1814, there was a breakout of bubonic plague, and it's known as Karadzia's plague, based on the king at that time. Around 20 to 30,000 people lost their lives in Bucharest alone during that plague outbreak. Like I said, every era I mention, Bucharest is built up. Some things knock it down. That's one of the things that definitely knocked it down. The Phanariotes were kicked out in 1821 after a revolt. It was led by Tudor Vladimirescu. And it was one of like the precursors to independence. Another big one came in 1858 when Wallachia and Moldavia up there united to form Romania. In 1862, Bucharest became the capital of this united Romania. Not long after that, between 1877 and 1878, the Romanians here fought for their independence against the Ottomans, and they won out. King Carl I was crowned the king of the Kingdom of Romania in 1881, officially making it an official kingdom. And again, during this era, it built up. A couple of beats down, but built up. One way it got beaten down was between 1916 and 1918, which is World War I. Bucharest was occupied by Germany. But it was not long after that, in the interwar period, when Bucharest would be built up the most extremely. Carl I is still king. This city became beautified in a Parisian style. It became nicknamed the Little Paris of the East, and today many parts of the city still feel like you're in Paris as you're walking around. There's a lot of Parisian architecture, road planning, things like that. It's very beautiful. We'll take a look at it on the tablet in a bit. However, World War II was right around the corner. Romania's royal family saw some dark times as the country, therefore the city, was taken over. It became very pro-Axis power and all the things that came with that. The king managed a coup in 1944 to overthrow it, but he would not be in power much longer, as in 1947 the communists here would force him to abdicate, making Romania a communist country. The most notorious communist leader of Romania was Nicolae Ceausescu. He changed Bucharest significantly. Now, during this period, like I said, every era it's getting built up, built up, built up. During the communist reign, they built lots of very communist style buildings. I'll try to point out one or two of them on the tablet if I remember. Very brutalist, very tall, very imposing buildings. But Ceausescu went all in on that. He took a trip to North Korea in the 1980s and got inspired. And he demolished almost the entire old town of Bucharest to create, like, nonsense, basically. To create mainly what was to become the Palace of the Parliament, which is the heaviest building in the world. It's absolutely massive. And of course, we're going to look at it. You saw it in the intro, but we'll, of course, look at it on Google Earth. And all of the areas surrounding it, which was all just, decoration in a sense. Try to beautify it Pyongyang style. Pretty devastating for the history of the city, but now it's kind of like a thing, Anyway, in 1989, Ceausescu and his government was overthrown. Democracy's back in Romania at this time. And again, Bucharest getting built up, all modernized today, of course. And it's a big, beautiful, bustling city today. One sad moment in history was the 2015 nightclub fire that took many lives due to a band using pyrotechnics. I feel like there's a lot of stories like that where pyrotechnics are used in a small venue and it leads to disasters like that. But it's because of those and this event that pretty much doesn't happen anymore. It's very tragic. But other than that, Bucharest is a big, thriving, beautiful metropolis. And that, in a very small nutshell, is the history of Bucharest. Again, if you thought I left out anything egregious, I left out a Mongol invasion in the 1200s. I left out a bunch of stuff in the 20th century. Just a nutshell. Let me know in the comments if you think it should be included on the video, and your input will be part of it in the comments. Now, let's hop over to Google Earth. I need my Romanian viewers out there to go around Bucharest and take some better pictures and upload them to Google Earth, because there's not a lot of really great pictures here. But we will take a look nonetheless. Let's hop over to the tablet and check it out. Here we are in Bucharest. But let's start by zooming out so you can see exactly where we are in the world. Don't know, that's totally fine. You're about to learn right now. Here is Europe. Romania is in, I guess, technically East Europe, isn't it? This area is usually really easy to find because you look at the Carpathian Mountains, which make this interesting shape like that. They run right through Romania. It's easy to find. See, the Black Sea isn't terribly far away, along with the Danube kind of, what's it called, drainage basin, almost like a delta over there. The Danube's not terribly far off from here. But here is Bucharest. I guess we got to start off over here, right? It's this big old imposing building. Let's look at it in 3D. It's massive. Apparently it's like 70% empty, which is also Pyongyang coded, isn't it? The Palace of the Parliament. It is way too big. Way too big. The world's heaviest building. Let's take a look. Actually, where was it? There was a good slideshow. I think this was a good slideshow of it. Yeah, you can really kind of get the scope of it. It's too big. Here's this beautiful road. Again, all of that, Old Town area demolished to create all of this open space. looks like they do some fun Christmas stuff there. All lit up on Christmas and all lit up with lights too. It's pretty fun. Just a view from in front of it. Oh wow, cool. But anyway, that's that. Oh, that's huge. There's a museum about the building, inside the building. Let's look at the interior. If you hear that sound, that's me sticking to the map because it's super hot in here. Oh my gosh. It's so imposing. There's too much stuff in here. All of these big old rooms. All these long hallways. All elaborately decorated, of course. Apparently, Ceausescu didn't even live to see the final product. Whoa, interesting art there. It's an art museum in here too, I think. Yeah, I think right there. But yeah, that is that. You can see the long road coming from it there. But what's left of the old town is over here. Let's see the sights. Over here we have, there's this beautiful monastery. Really beautiful pictures of it here. It's so old-timey. Look at that. All of the kind of Orthodox style art around. Beautiful old door there. It's so pretty. You don't find buildings made like this anymore. Look at that. All of the artwork there on every surface. It's really lovely, isn't it? Lots of old tombstones there, I guess. Oh, that's cool. I don't know what it is, but it's cool. We also have, there's like a lot of things to look at in the old town. Oh, over here, everything that I researched was like, you gotta see this bookstore. Apparently it is like considered the most beautiful bookstore in the world, and I wouldn't disagree with that. Look at this. It's like ultimate Dream Beauty and the Beast library, isn't it? We all want to have a library this size. It's really pretty. But yeah, everything that I read about Bucharest mentioned this, so I'm showing it to you because apparently it's a must-see. Pretty neat. We have, I'm trying to think, like there's a lot of things here, but the slideshows just aren't that great. So I'm just showing you what's like really interesting. This is the Palace of Bucharest, where the royal family reigned from. Very beautiful. Look at that staircase. That's gorgeous. Some neat art outside as well, because it's now an art museum. That was the last king. Oh, Carl II, right? Doubting myself, I think. And this road right here, which is also like everything I read about Bucharest mentioned, like you have to just like walk down this road. So there's no slideshow for it, so we're going to do a street view. Oops. Yeah. Let's go right here. I don't know, somewhere random, and we'll walk around it together. Because it's here that we can see some of the beautiful Parisian-style architecture. Let's go head down the street, see what it looks like. Let's go take a quick stroll. Oh, goodness. Let's head down here. This is not a good example of it. Let's keep going. It's weird because I did this randomly when and I was rehearsing, and it was perfect. And now this is all. Here we go. A little cafe out there. Beautiful buildings. That's a very pretty building, isn't it? Let's go. This is more like it, a little bit. We're getting there. We're getting there. Okay. Let's find that's a cute building too. Let's find a better spot. Let's go. I think I was more over here. Let's go over here. I think I was over here. That's quite lovely. Here we go. This is more like it. It is a long road after all. The building is being repaired or under construction. All the wood grates there. Let's get away from this building. Maybe it's finished by now. Here we go. That's pretty Parisian right there. The little balconies. But yeah. You get what I mean. At least I hope so. I would encourage you to check out this place for yourself, of course. Poke around Bucharest and see what you can find. Like I said, there's like lots and lots and lots of interesting sites around town. It's just that the slideshows are kind of lame. I need my Romanian viewers. Shout out to Alex, by the way, to go around and take better photos. I've been finding the Palace of the Parliament to reorient myself when I'm lost. Let's see, what else was over here? I feel like I'm going to forget something. Because there is lots of neat stuff here in the old town. Oh, I did forget to show you this while we were over in this area. The Athenaeum, which is a concert hall. And it's gorgeous. There's a lot of... Gosh, I wonder if I can find that one random church I stumbled upon. Isn't that pretty? It was like so pretty inside. Wow. There we go. See, that looks like that could be in Paris easily. Really pretty over here. Let's see, what random church was it? It was over here in the old town. I don't know if I'm going to find it. It was just like, what is this? And I tapped on it and I was like, oh, this place is gorgeous. And it's not even like one of the more famous churches. I'm not going to find it. It was some random church. It was so pretty inside though. But anyway. Let's head up here. Let's see, not this park I wanted to show you. But it was nearby here. There's so many parks in this city. But it was, I don't know, we can look at this one, I guess. I'm stuck to the book again. There we go. All very beautiful. Lots of big old statues, memorials. Oh, there it is in the snow. What's that? Someone thinking very hard. Up here, this park is what I wanted to show you. Michael the First Park. An old stave church building. We'll take a look at the arc in a second. The arch. Look at the cool old windmill. Yeah, I think it's over here. Yeah. This museum, right? Yes, the National Village Museum, where you see all the buildings from Romanian villages. Look how quaint. It's so cute. This would be such a fun place to take a stroll and see all the different building styles that you can find in Romania. This is what I wanted to show you in the park. Now you remember. Even the interiors. so much fun. A little stroll through like the entirety of rural Romania, just right there. So, the Arc de Triomphe, which is another little Parisian moment there. Built in 1921 to 22. And you know what's funny is that the next video that you're going to see on Monday that I'm about to film right after this is going to talk about Roman arches. These exact kinds of structures. Whoa, tank. It's having a parade. But yeah, just like in Paris on the Champs-Elysees, right? Over here is Nicolae Ceausescu's house. At least I assume, it being called Ceausescu House, that it was his house. It's all very lavish. Is that a bathtub? Holy moly, the gold bathtub. Meanwhile, the people were, starving. There's a swimming pool. That's kind of iconic. That's kind of goals right there. That's beautiful. But yeah, this was not a good person. It's always good for world leaders to remember that if you suppress your people enough, they can rise up and remove you from power and maybe even remove you from your body, like Ceausescu. Just throwing that out for no particular reason. Just as a general, fact for world leaders that maybe you should pay attention to what people actually want and need, not what you need. Or else you might get, or else your house might be a museum someday, if you know what I mean. I'm just saying, I'm just saying. Here's a good example of some of that communist, brutalist, not quite brutalist, but just like intimidating architecture. Look at this. It's so unnecessarily terrifying, isn't it? The big apartment blocks. Like, it's meant to be imposing. Oh, what a cute. It's a panda bear. Yeah, there's the view from above. And all lavish inside, of course. But yeah, that's a good example of that style of architecture that was built up in the 1950s, 1960s. I feel like I don't remember what this was, but I think I remember. Oh yeah, the Museum of the Romanian Peasant. We saw the little village houses now. Here's how peasants lived, apparently. Cultural costumes there, so pretty, so detailed. Look at that. That'd kind of be a little cozy home, I think. It's probably really warm at night. That's a neat, ooh, bodies. It's a neat little museum, isn't it? There's all kinds of museums here. It's just the slideshows aren't that great. Yeah, and another thing that always came up when I was researching was up here. It was like way up here. Oh gosh, I feel like I missed it. We're in the farms now. Gosh, I wonder if I can find it. There's the airport. It was right here. It's this big spa. If I can get a slideshow of it. There we go. I guess this. But yeah, every source I read mentioned this big thermal spa, which has the thermal baths. It has family friendly components to it. It looks pretty awesome. I would check this out for sure. But yeah, I'm mentioning it because everything else I read mentioned it. So you get to see it too. But I think that was all of the really, really good slideshows. There's the locker room. But yeah, what else can we check out real quick? Let's see. National Park. lots of, like, every park here is really pretty. But, like, yeah. Let's see. Yeah, I think that was it for, like, all of the good slideshows. Sadly, everything else is, like, not great. We can look at this plaza, University Square, while I end the video. So, sorry that's not, like, the best Google Earth, but those are all the best things to show you, I think. Let me know if there's any places that have better slideshows or you feel like it should absolutely be mentioned in the video. Always appreciate comments like that. Oh, there's a little mange. Thank you. Oh, I just bumped my microphone. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this style of content, please consider subscribing. The next place we're going to is, I'll show you in a second. This church is so pretty. I meant to look at that church too, but again, the slideshows aren't great. I'll show you in a second where we're going when we're done looking at all these cool pictures. Whoa, that's neat. Lots of protests too. Looks like for Palestine there. We are going just a hop, skip, and a jump away down to the Balkans. Whoa, there we go. We are going right here to Budva, Montenegro, and look at the beach. You know we're going to check that out. You know we are. So be sure to subscribe so you won't miss out. You never want to miss an opportunity about me going on and on about how much beaches are awesome. You never want to miss that. Let's see. What's this? Click. Whoa, how neat. Let's look at this too. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Let me know all of your thoughts down below in the comments as well. Pretty. I do hope that you found this video to be relaxing and educational. And I hope that you have a good